I'm Marilyn O'Hearn here with a program for coaches today on ICF credentialing. How will you get there, or how will you advance your ICF credential if you already have one? And I know the road can be kind of confusing sometimes because there are frequent changes. So I'm here to help, and hopefully by the end of our time together today, you will have a clear roadmap that works for you. And I'm also available to answer any questions today. So thank you for joining me. And why are we even talking about this is that according to the PricewaterhouseCoopers study, there's 81% satisfaction, client satisfaction for ICF credentialed coaching and the opportunity to earn more. That's what the research shows. And I'm wearing a necklace from Ethiopia that was a gift last fall. My MCC, Master Certified Coach, has taken me around the world and with some unique training and coaching opportunities as more and more organizations and require an ICF credential. So I had shared in the ICF Coaching Think Tank group a slide that you can refer to, and it is also the announcement for this program today. And so what it shows is for the ACC, PCC, and MCC, whatever level that you are going towards, you need 10 hours of mentor coaching. And if you are going through an ACTP program, that's provided as part of your program. If you're graduating from an ACSTH program or going the portfolio route, it does not include the 10 mentor coaching hours, and you need to contract for that separately. And also, if you are renewing your ACC or if you are going for your MCC, you need 10 hours of additional mentor coaching. And at the MCC level, clearly it has to be by an MCC. It cannot be the mentor coaching hours that you've counted for a previous credential. So there are the 3 credential levels: ACC, PCC, and MCC. So I've talked about the mentor coaching, and then the number of hours of training is another factor. So at the ACC level, it's 60 hours of coach-specific training, and at the PCC level, it's 125, and at the MCC level, it's 200 hours. And then one of the recent changes also for MCC is that you used to be able to go, if you were an experienced coach, directly for the MCC, even your first time of credentialing, but that's not the case now. Now, as of February of this year, you have to be a PCC to apply for your MCC. So those are some of the recent changes. The experience counted is another factor. So, and this is something that you need to attest to, need to list all of your clients and get permission to list them. And now you're signing an attestation of your hours. So for the ACC, it's 130 hours. For PCC, there was a change a few years ago, and it's 500. And then for the MCC, it's 2,500 after the start of training. Okay, and I see that Shauna has joined and Sherry, so welcome. I'll be asking for questions in just a few minutes. And then everyone needs to pass the coach knowledge assessment. It's a written exam that you take online within a certain time. You're given a certain time limit, and everyone takes that, no matter where you've been trained. And then there's recording and transcripts. And so let's look at who needs to submit those with their ICF credentialing application. And that would be those going for the portfolio path, or for the AC, if you've graduated from an ACSTH program, then you would need to submit one recording and the transcript of a client coaching session that is 1 hour or less. If it's a minute over 1 hour, it will not be reviewed by the ICF assessors. So that's something important to know. And then at the PCC level, again, it is required for ACSTH graduates or portfolio graduates 2 transcripts and recordings. And also at the MCC level, no matter where you got your training, you are required to submit 2 client recordings and transcripts. So that is how you get your ICF credential. And then in terms of how, and also how you advance, if you already have one, you heard what the requirements are to go to the PCC or the MCC level. And then there also on the ACC portfolio, or any portfolio now, you need to demonstrate that you've gone through a complete comprehensive training program that includes the ICF definition of coaching and the code of ethics and the core competencies, and is organized in its scope. I'm reading this from ICF. Scope and sequence that encourages the growth of the coach. And so that's a change too. And let's see what else. I think those are the primary changes for your advancement. So every 3 years, you're required to document your continuing coach education. And what's new on that is that for each credentialing period, each of the 3 years, that your mentor coaching and your coaching supervision counts for 10 hours of CCEs, continuing coach education, as well as it counts for the mentor coaching. And each time also you need 3 hours of ethics, coaching ethics, continuing coach education. And right now that's available free. There's a 3-hour credit course on the ICF website for ICF members. And you have to have at least 11 of those in core competencies, which the mentor coaching counts for. So I'm happy and delighted to provide a culturally confident credentialing mentor coaching program that meets the ICF requirements. I'm listed as an ICF mentor coach on the website and have been doing it since 2003, and keeping up with all the changes so that I can answer questions that a lot of coaches have about the process, and partner with them in their development so they can confidently go for their credential and their next level of coaching. So let's see if we have any questions, Shauna or